I don't know why, but it's like for some reason, every time I get on the mic, I feel like I gotta rush. Like I'm in a hurry. Oh, shoot. One thing that I dislike about, I guess, this process, I mean, it's a process, but nonetheless, this is from a self standpoint. I hate that I have these long pauses between episodes like this. I want to get on the side of this where I'm bringing this to you every single day. Yo, you're vibing with me. You're hearing my voice. We're just having a conversation. Like, I want to do this joint every single day. Like most new things, relationships, businesses, new ventures, within the first couple years. I took a real estate course once, and this instructor I had, he drew these 3 circles. One was largely perforated lines with big gaps in between. And then the second circle was smaller perforated lines. But it was a complete circle. It was a complete circle made from small perforated lines. And then the third circle was a complete circle. He said that's how business works. He said your first year, your clientele base ain't gonna be that thick. You'll have these spaces. And then each year, as your business grows, those spaces will begin to close more and more. I just remember sitting at the desk and then all of a sudden, the concept hit me. I'm like, oh, okay. So as your business grows, the gaps close and the cycle continues. One of the most influential quotes that I heard is crazy. It was from the show Cobra Kai. It was the episode where Ralph Macchio's down there talking to the fisherman, and he looks over to him and he asks him, he's like, you ain't got nothing but a rope and a string. And the fisherman told him, he said, here's the thing. When you got something worth biting, the fish will come to you. I'm not going to constantly, oh yeah, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Because I really believe like, yo, if you got something worth biting, the fish will come to you. Anyhow, I want to get into what I want to talk about today. Something we all go through. Burnout. By definition, burnout is fatigue, frustration, or apathy resulting from prolonged stress, overwork, or intense activity. For structural purposes, signs and symptoms include a sense of failure and self-doubt. Emotions, first of all, emotions are like trains, like in Manhattan. If you've ever been to Manhattan in the subway system, you got all these trains passing through. You got different platforms. In the center, passing through a lot of times is the express train. So you'll see that one just shoot right through. But yeah, you got multiple platforms and the trains have letters on them. Think of these trains with these letters like emotions. Emotions are just passing through. You're not just trying to jump on any train. Now, sometimes you might hop on the wrong train. It's no biggie. You recognize it and you hop right off. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that thought or that emotion is not going in the direction that I'm trying to go. I want optimal thought. I'm trying to go over here, and that thought is just going to prolong the trip. I'm not trying to make all these stops along the way. I'm trying to get there quickly as possible. Now, yeah, there may be some stops, some pauses along the journey, but we're not trying to prolong the trip. We're not trying to make more stops than necessary. We're not trying to go in a direction completely opposite of this goal or this thing, this fulfillment that's trying to be attained. Or I should say working to be attained, because we're not trying to attain this thing. We're working towards attaining this thing. If you find yourself sometimes drifting into a negative state of thought or consciousness, you just realize like, oh shoot, I hopped on the wrong train. Let me hop off at the next station. Let me hop off this thing immediately. This train of thought or this train of emotion that isn't serving me, that I myself hopped on unbeknownst to me without even realizing it. I hopped on this joint. But now that I'm aware that I've hopped on this train, okay, let me hop back off. Because that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you'll get on a train and not even realize you're on it until you're on it. You know what I mean? Until you just start exploring negative thoughts. Now it's like one thought triggers another thought that triggers another thought that goes to a dark place. And now you're like, frick, how'd I wind up here? Negative thoughts are like roots sometimes. They just sprout anywhere and everywhere. They just pop up, you know what I'm saying, randomly. Sometimes I'll tell myself, when I find myself having one, I'm like, yo, cut them roots. Anyhow, back to the burnout. Burnout will have you feeling helpless and trapped. That joint will have you dreading work and losing sleep. Like, man, I got to go to this job in the morning. I do not feel like going to this job in the morning. Shoot, God forbid if you got to work a night shift. Yo, I used to have to work night shift. Night shift in general sucks. Night shift is like, yo, that is not where it's at. Yo, I used to dread that joint. Yo, I'd be on the couch. It'd be like, okay, when I was at the hospital, it'd be, because I would sleep during the day, work at night. So it'd be like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to be to work by like 7, I think. And I would just be dreading that joint. Like, yo, man, I cleaned butt all last night. I don't feel like cleaning butt tonight. See, working in the hospital, you never know what you're going to get into. You could get to the job and they be like, oh, you're going to be a sitter for a Baker Act tonight. Or we got, like it could just be anything, yo, postmortem, yo, you got somebody that died, yo, you got to go clean them up, bag them, tag them, and take them down to the morgue. No, go this way, use these elevators. You don't take a body on the patient elevators. Come on, go this way, yo, you're going the wrong way. It was just miserable, yo, like, oh my gosh, yo, what am I, like, I'm not feeling this, yo. Even working overnight at Walmart, I used to have to get there at 10 o'clock at night. That used to be miserable, yo. Let me back my truck up. Used to have to be clocked in by 10 o'clock at night. I'm sorry, I said get there, but no wonder why I was always late. Anyhow, I'll be on the couch. I'll be on the couch again, trying to just enjoy my time, like with the family and stuff. And I remember it'd be like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Like everybody's getting ready for bed. Everybody's, and I'm getting ready to go to work, yo. It would be so freaking miserable. I can't front. Walmart wasn't as bad as working at the hospital, because like I made working at Walmart fun. Like I used to work in 3 different departments. Overnight, I'd be in sporting goods, hardware, and what was the other one? Automotive. Yeah, they called it the L. So I felt like the man during that time, yo. They gave me the keys. I had the keys to the back room. I had the keys to the gun cases and whatnot. I was issuing fishing license. Yeah, let me see your ID right quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you hooked up right quick. I felt like the man, yo. So like I would just, it was a cool group of people that I worked with, yo. And I would just do goofy stuff to pass the time. Like I get on the loudspeaker. Granted, this is after building rapport with everybody, with the managers and everything. Like I was cool with the managers. The managers liked me and everything. I would get on the loudspeaker, make my announcement. Then I'd pretend to hang up the phone. You hear it like that. And then I might be having a conversation with a friend or something, or pretending to have a conversation with a friend. I'll say something wild like, yo, bro. Yo, let me ask you a question. Yo, keep it real. Yo, when you dealing with a customer, you ever had like your gooch start itching real bad, and like you don't want to scratch because you in front of the customer. You know, you don't want the customer to see you putting your hand in your pocket, but you gotta scratch for that joker itching. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you want to walk away, but you can't be rude, to the customer and everything, but they won't shut them up. You know what I mean? Like I would just say some wild stuff like that. And then people would be coming over from other departments, cracking up. Yo, face be beat red. People be crying, laughing, yo. The managers would come. Yo, one time this manager, he came out laughing, yo. This dude was so cool. It was this dude, Rob, yo. He looked just like, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but this dude looked just like, he looked like this cartoon character, the Rescue Rangers, Chippendale. Not the two squirrels, but I don't know who the other dude was. If he was the father or a friend of theirs, the heavy dude with the goggles, the pilot. I think he was a pilot. This dude looked just like him, yo. I used to be like, yo, Rob looked just like that dude from Chippendale, yo. He got the blue eyes and everything. Actually, I can't even put Walmart in that equation, yo, or in that scenario of sucky overnight jobs. Because the only thing that sucked about working for Walmart was the pay. You know what I mean? And Walmart, I don't know. Walmart ain't got no high standards. No offense, Walmart. But I used to have some good times working at Walmart. I remember one night we would take break at 2 a.m. There was this one night, this lady came, and what they do at Walmart, they'll close one side of this is back when it was 24 hours. Rest in peace to the 24-hour Walmart. But yeah, this was back then. Y'all remember, they would close one side of the store, the side with like the housewares and all the that kind of stuff, and they would just leave the grocery side open. So there was this lady one night, we was in the parking lot, and this lady, she pulled up, frantic, yo. And we effed up that night because we left the light on. So she parked on the side of the store where the doors were locked, but that was our F up because we left the light on. So she gets out the car. We could tell from the other side of the parking lot, she's got the run. She's doing the stop and go, take a couple steps, stop, clench, take that deep breath, take a couple more steps, stop again, clench. So she finally gets to the door, and this lady, you talk about a feeling of defeat. The doors were locked. We saw that lady's head drop as if to say, man, I'm about to do it on myself. She let some of it go. She let trails of it go on the way to the bathroom. The women's bathroom was off limits the rest of the night. There was no going in the women's bath. She went in there. I'm assuming she might have did the poor man's shower or something, but the women's bathroom was done the rest of the night. It was actually freaked out because we had the coolest janitor too. We had the coolest dude to clean actually 2 of the coolest dudes as janitors, yo. And I just felt bad. I'm like, that's freaked up, yo. We really should have opened the door up for this lady. Yeah, and that's just a little bit of my Walmart chronicles. I got plenty of them, but circling back to the idea of burnout. As a self-employed individual, one of the things that I've seen that can lead a person to burnout rapidly. It'll really frick a person up quickly. I'm going to use myself as an example. And generally speaking, I think I speak on behalf of many self-employed individuals, labor workers, like anybody that owns their own business. And, you had to build that thing. You had to establish a rapport between you and your customers and what have you. I will go on a job, and before going on the job, let the customer know on the phone, hey, this is what it's going to be. This is how much it's going to cost. I'll be there at this time, blah, blah, blah. We go through the whole process. They agree and everything. I get there, do the job. The job takes me I don't know, all of 10 or 20 minutes to do. The customer's expecting it to take a couple hours, or they might be, they have a different expectation than how long it actually took me to complete the job. So what does the customer then do? Oh, great, you finished in 10 minutes. I get a discount, right? You don't get no discount because it takes me 10 minutes to do something that you felt in your mind should have taken longer. So now you feel like, oh, you made that look too easy. I don't feel right paying that kind of money. Oh, you feel entitled. Here's a news flash. You don't get a discount because of the seemingly simplistic nature of what you see me do on the job. See, because what you didn't see was all the years of F-bombs, all the years of screwing up, all the crap, all the money that I had to put out as a result of my screw-ups to get to the point where I can do what I do in 10 minutes. And while I'm on this subject, let me tell you something. Money is like energy. Basically, money and time. Time is the greatest asset, the most valuable asset. You know, everybody knows. When you go to do something for somebody, and they want to offer you less than what it is you're worth, essentially what they're saying is, hey, I want you to give me your time and energy, your best energy, not your garbage energy. They expect your best energy. You know what I'm saying? I want your best energy because I want your best work. I want you to cross all your T's and dot your I's. I want you to do this as if you were doing it for yourself, but I want to establish the price. I don't want to pay your price because your price is I believe it's too high. Why is it too high? Well, I just don't want to pay that much. Oh, okay. You don't know what the work entails. On my part, you just don't want to pay that much. On top of that, they want it to be done in a reasonable time constraint, which reasonable to them sometimes. If it takes 4 months, they want it done in a month. They want this immaculate job done in 1 month for this price that they've established because they feel like that's what you're worth. That's extremely disrespectful. And no, this doesn't apply to everyone. For those that this does apply to, they need to hear this and they need to hear it harsh. That's why I'm saying it like this. You know, I got customers I love. Oh my gosh, absolutely love. Yo, anytime they call my phone, yo, I put everything aside for these customers. The vital part of this scenario to take note of is this. In doing a job like that, in agreeing to do a job like that, first of all, before the job even starts, your energy is killed. Who wants to work for less than what they're worth? And the only reason why some people will take on jobs like that is desperation. Hey, I need the money right now. This is a gig. I can't wait for another gig, so let me go ahead and take this gig. When you desperate, you dangerous. You become a danger to yourself when you're desperate. One of my homeboys used to say this, yo. He used to say, D, all good money ain't good money. You burn out before the job even starts at that point. Your motivation is completely cooked. How do you have a positive outlook? That's what the money is, the motive. Like Wayne said, the money's the motive, yo. The money's what drives you. Like, yo, I'm about to kill this, yo. I'm about to make 60 G's, yo. This about to be the best job I ever did. You know what I'm saying? But you do that same job that's worth 60 G's for freaking 10 G's, and it's like, man, frick this, yo. I'm cutting every corner possible, yo. And the funny thing is this, them be the most picky customers too. The customers be the most picky customers. You get on a job like that, you will feel burnt out quickly. You'll feel helpless, trapped, and defeated. Some of these customers will try and hold it over your head like, yeah, I got your money. Yeah, you got my money, but I can walk off this damn job at any point in time. I'll cut my losses, yo. Pack my ish up. You can find somebody else and have to pay them all over again because they're going to have to come and rip out what I started, and then you're going to be paying them on top to do the job. Hey, key point takeaway right here. It's always important to collect the deposit. Whatever the percentage is up front, it's up to you. That's going to depend on how well you articulate yourself. Because people could say, hey, if you don't sound like you know what you're talking about or what you're doing, and you don't know how to argue well, you ain't light on your feet, yeah, you can't go up in there talking about, hey, I want this much. They're going to say, I'm supposed to upfront you that much? Your eyes must be done because you must be seeing dummy written across my forehead. Yeah, and that's just one of many factors. Remember, when you speak, you let the world know who you are and what you're all about. That's just one of many factors. Your presence and your reputation. It's a lot easier to hit people with a high price when they already know your rep. They already know what you're about. There's a lot of factors. It's more than just speaking, but simply based off personal experience, if I had to guess, I would say speaking would fall in first place. All right, so to kind of go back and sum it up. So we've established now that burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. It's caused by excessive and prolonged stress. And it's vital to be able to recognize where that stress comes from. You know, it's even more important, or it's more vital to be able to recognize beforehand what type of stuff leads to burnout. I'm going to save that for another podcast because me, like when it comes to like structure, like I just think of like automatically my mind goes to conventional, goes to status quo, goes to what the majority and what the quote unquote minority, which is actually now the many already are doing. My existence, my nature doesn't coincide with that. It don't move like that. It doesn't know how to. Nothing good ever comes by way of force. So trying to move like majority of society tells me I should move, it doesn't feel natural. Yo, I really frick with y'all for fricking with me, but I'ma wrap this one up. I ain't getting no feedback, so y'all don't get long podcasts till I start getting some feedback. Goodbye.